knowing that you work so hard with your best friends, I mean, and achieving what you just wanted for like ever, it's a different kind of feeling. It's awesome.
I mean, I'm just still kind of like, wow, we actually did that.
Last year, we lost the SEC championship, and then this year that was the big goal.
And then just each year getting closer and closer to it, it kind of, it felt good in the end to finally get it.
They'll remember what they accomplished together, and no one can ever take that away from them. So it's important because they have something to have forever.
And you've done something that hasn't been done in 25 years at this school. Unbelievable.
A hole for Vinton Hoops. Vinton Hoops makes 1-man, 2-man. Touchdown, Unioto!
Well, man, it looks like, again, your guys' gold ball aspirations are still all in front of you.
I was talking to Connor after the game, and I was like, man, we just made a statement. And that's what we want to do. We want to come out here, we want to make statements. You know, we want to show other teams that we're legit and that we're coming.
I'm going with a run, and I'm setting myself up for a good fourth down, but Matt Hoops had something else to say about that, because that's Hoops to Hoops on the connection. The Union third section behind me. It is time for some football here on Friday night. Family on 3, 1, 2, 3. Family!
What this senior class did in terms of starting in it would have been last December when they went back into the weight room. The goal that they set, they achieved it. And, those guys aren't the most athletic kids, the strongest kids, the fastest kids, that senior group. There's a lot of really, really good athletes and good players, but they're not in terms of elite individuals, but they're elite as a group. And their work ethic that went into it and the way they treated each other and the guys below them is what I'll always remember. I mean, like, you'll talk to these freshman kids that are going to be sophomores next year, and they already have told me, man, that when we're seniors, that's how we're leading. Yeah. And so to hear those kids say that that's what they want to do, that's awesome. Obviously you're going to remember all the wins, you're going to remember all the big plays, but it's really the little things that you'll always remember, and just this senior class's leadership is really stands out to me.
Playing Vinton County, I played Vinton County pretty much my whole life because originally from Wettersten. So I always like playing those guys, know a lot of them guys, so there's a lot of emotions and connections to that. But I feel like towards that game, we had a lot of stuff go our way and a lot of stuff not go our way.
Yeah, I mean, going into it, we knew it was going to be a tough game. Vinton County's always tough. Yeah. So with it being the first game of the season, it was just really what we were made of, what they're made of, see how it goes.
The defense came up huge for us. That forced a lot of turnovers for us. The offense, we just couldn't really get it going right away. It took us a while.
You know that just the type of kids and the culture that Vinton County has, very physical, very tough, strong, and it's always a dogfight.
I was out that game with a hamstring injury.
And we have 4 new receivers to start the game. Blake was our only returner. He was out, so you're a huge question mark for a team that's going to throw the football, and you got 4 new guys to throw it to. It's how's that going to be?
He was out, so we knew we had people coming up to fill up his spot. Cody Braden, who was, I think, under the radar all offseason, and people didn't really know who he was because he was going to be a sophomore.
Cody was in your spot, wasn't he? And then Cody got the first touchdown of the season. So
I knew I could get him the ball, and I knew how fast he was, and he could make a play. He made a play that game that put us up, and I think that play actually changed the momentum of the game.
The Tanks go back on the ground, and they do. No, they roll, they throw. They got a man open, throws it deep. Madison intercepted and caught. Intercepted and caught. Madison had it, dropped it, and it was caught by Cutright. Thrown over to the right side. That's Braden. Braden got the speed.
Like I said.
Breaks freeze across the 40.
I don't know if
30.
Madison's got an angle. Not going to catch him.
And into the end zone.
What did I say? What did I say? Those are the kind of plays that change games.
And then our defense kept getting stops and getting turnovers.
Bring a man in motion. That's Lane Habron. And Parker's going to take it. He throws. Hit as he threw. Picked off and brought down. That was long.
Broke out with some big plays that just put us up.
Caden made a great play in the half.
As Hoops drops back to pass. Got a man down the middle of the field. Deep. Throws it open, and it's caught by Cutright. And Cutright, it takes it in for the score.
We preached that whole game, like, special teams is going to have to win us this game, and it did. So,
and I can remember literally pleading with anyone that would listen, get a push on this kick, because I was in pregame. I was watching their kicker kick, and I was like, I mean, he's an okay high school kicker, but it takes a while to get there, and his ball comes off his foot kind of slow. And I thought maybe we could get one of those. Thankfully, KB was listening. Got that big 6'5" Paul up there.
Snap, ball, kick, blocked. Nice catch by the ref, though.
And knocked it down. And you win 21. I said, thank you. We needed that, and he delivered. And so,
especially being on the sideline and seeing Big KB, just come up and hit that, it felt pretty good to see that. And then eventually at the end of the game, knowing that he pretty much saved the game for us. So just being proud of him for that. So.
It was a huge win for us, obviously, because we even said after the game, we were like, they're not going to lose another game, and they didn't. And so that was huge for us, that we could win that game.
It was a huge win to start the season, and our coaching staff felt like after that game, knowing what Vinton County had in front of them and who they were, that they probably weren't losing again, and they didn't. They had a great year, 9-1, won the TVC, so that was a huge win.
We wanted that game so bad. From the Friday night after we beat Amanda, we knew what time it was. We knew it was time to play Waverly.
I got Adam here to my right. I got Tony Toad to my left, and I got the Unioto student section behind me. It is time for some football here on Friday night.
We really wanted it. There was trash talk. There was stuff going on that got us going all week long, and we came out hot. The first quarter, we were up 14-0, and we all felt really good, really good. obviously momentum changes a lot of things, and they can do something in 2 minutes and change the whole game.
Like you said, the key word, momentum, and obviously Waverly had a bunch of it. I think it was at 2:22 mark in the second quarter left, we had an opportunity to make a big play, and we weren't able to make it. And Waverly scored in that very next play.
Problematic for me.
Go! Go! Yeah! Let's go! Let's go!
And then they score in the last play of the half to go or tie it at 14. And you know, at that point, you're just you become more of a psychiatrist, I guess, with your team, because you could just see the air was out of them. They were trying to say the right things and do the right things, but you know, that didn't really match up with what they were doing off the field. And we had a couple breakdowns defensively in the second half. Waverly beats us 28-14. It was disheartening because I know what these guys had set out and the goals that they'd wanted and what they wanted to achieve. And one of those goals was taken off the board because they wanted a perfect season.
I mean, the outcome wasn't what we wanted, but our mindset didn't change.
Last year we went 9-1 as well, and we were like, well, would we rather go 9-1 and lose to Zane Trace, or 9-1 and lose to Waverly? Obviously, we'd rather go 9-1 and lose to Waverly. So we were just talking, we were like, we got to keep our heads high because the gold ball's still there. Playoffs are still there. We still have like all the ability to have a great season. So let's just put that in the past and keep working.
Yeah, I mean, it was a close game. You know, we were still figuring it out so early in the season. Yeah. And if we played them now, we're beating them. Yeah. Like, I'm just gonna say it. If we played them again, they're getting thumped. But
I think our mentality was just that's not going to define us. One loss ain't going to define us. We can still win or accomplish our goals, whatever we had. So I think that was really our mindset, just going back out there at practice and taking it more serious.
It was a learning loss. Figured out some things that we had to fix, change. I feel like we did that.
You know, we'd had 2 weeks before that where we'd beaten Westfall, and I think we'd beaten Huntington, and then we played Piketon at home. And for me, from a coach's standpoint, I was a little nervous because Piketon was undefeated. It was homecoming, so a lot of distractions. Yeah. But I think what really showed was just the maturity of our seniors, the leadership that they had provided, you know, all off season and throughout the season. They knew the task at hand. Piketon's a great football team. We got down early, onside kick to start the game. Piketon recovers, they go up.
Football Friday night here in Southern Ohio. Oh, and an onside kick. Oh, my goodness. And right out of the gate, Piketon gets an onside kick, Tony. It is officially rivalry week.
Let the chess match begin.
Again, the first half wasn't really the best offensively. I wasn't making very good throws at all. We weren't really getting ready to really running the ball anywhere.
Luke going, takes a snap, looks to his left. Oh, and he finds, oh my goodness, he finds Wade Fout wide open there. He sneaked right up the middle, and Unioto was absolutely ready for that one, Tony.
But it looks like after the extra effort, Luke Goliath gets through, and that is a touchdown, Red Streaks.
And I'm setting myself up for a good fourth down, but Matt Hoops had something else to say about that.
Because that's Hoops to Hoops on the connection. Huge play to put Unioto inside the 10-yard line.
Dogs taking right up the middle
and being not denied. Touchdown, Sherman!
Tackle made by number 9.
There it
New
is.
Hoops, look at your
There
left.
it is.
Oh, he's going
There
big.
it is.
Oh, and then it's
Senior Ashton
Oh, my
Trace
goodness.
makes the catch. He knows what to do. He's a freaking senior. He's been here. He's done it before. What an absolute stud. He is on my fantasy team because I believed in him since day one.
Alrighty. Oh, and that is going to be touchdown, Sherman. Ethan Summer from 11 yards out.
split in the backfield, makes one man, makes two, makes
three, and that is touchdown! Sure, Ethan Summer is a man who cannot be denied!
That was the biggest game we had from that Waverly game. Like, we knew it was a big one. A lot of people thought that Piketon was going to win the league. So we knew we had a game to play that game. We just kept working and working and working until the game was over.
Yep.
And that just set us up for like a good way to finish out the season.
Weird into the first half. Looks like we're going to have some momentum. Caden Cutright. Caden Cutright's going to cut it back to the other side of the field. Caden Cutright's got a lot of room. Caden Cutright's going to make one man miss. He's got a host of blockers in front of him. Cuts it back to the middle. He's to the 20, and he's going to be brought down. Going, looks to the right, throws it away, and Brett McGuire comes up with a huge catch. Brett McGuire to the 20, the 10, 5, high steps like Deion Sanders into the end zone.
I was like, I think Blake's gonna make a play here. Let's just do it. And it was kind of, I think he ran kind of like a post, and I would need some time, and I trusted in my offensive line, and they gave me a ton of time, and I had as much time as I wanted. I threw it down there, and I trusted in Blake. He made a great play. He caught it, and I think that just changed the whole game.
Just to the left, one to the right, two in the backfield for the running backs. New Hoops is looking for a bomb.com to his brother Blake.
Oh my goodness! And it is caught! Unioto touchdown! The brotherly connection!
It was kind of back and forth the first half. Really just challenged our guys in the second half to take over the game physically, and our offensive line did that.
Oh, and that is intercepted!
And then the second half, Ethan Summer came alive, and he just went to town. He just went crazy. And
snap, hands off to Buddy Wilson, who is going to go absolutely nowhere. Ethan Summer, Tony, has been taking over this game tonight. Newt rolls out. He's met by a few. And that's caught. Newt Hoops again with a QB sneak. And this time he is in, and that is going to be a Unioto touchdown. Newt Hoops. All right, fake jet. Going up the middle.
Oh my goodness! And Ethan Summer lays the absolute hammer on Luke Gillian.
We kind of noticed the guys up front were getting tired. They played both ways, and they were just they were laying down a little bit. So we were like, you know what, if we keep, trying to keep our guys fresh, eventually they're going to lay down.
Piketon, third down, takes a snap, hands off to Buddy Wilson, but Buddy Wilson is not going to get the first. Oh, low snap. Goalie tries to get rid of it, and that is intercepted again by Ashton Grace. Someone stop this man. Hoops looks to his left, pulls it down, keeps his eyes downfield, and finds Ashton Grace with the tiptoes in his Jordans. All right, and they're going to hand it off to Summer, and Summer's going to get his third touchdown of the game. Throw the hats. It's an official hat trick here for Ethan Summer, and that's a touchdown, Sherman's. 34 for Piketon. Wow. And that's going to be a huge sack in the backfield, Zane Brownfield. And that is going to be intercepted again, but this time by Caden Cutright.
We knew they were coming in hot, undefeated so far in the season. They really wanted it. Yeah, and a couple people did pick them to win the league. So we fed off that. We preached it all offseason, like, hey, this team people are saying is going to win it all, going to beat us. So we knew that was not happening.
Looks like Unioto will line up in the best formation in football, the victory formation, and as the clock winds down, it is going to be a W for Unioto, 45-22.
It was good to see that they had learned from week 3 and took care of business in that game.
Talking about a little bit, you've not been only putting people in the hospital on the defensive side this year, but you've been showing up on the offensive side tonight, obviously making a big impression for that. How does it make it maybe playing the defense side help you on the offensive side?
I mean, it's just momentum, I'm one of the captains, I got to keep everything, it's my job to keep everything together, keep the team going, and that momentum goes forward to the offense next series, and you know, this week they started putting me in on offense more, so I knew I had to step up, and you know, we all had to step up and do our thing and keep going towards that goal ball.
What's your post-game meal after a huge win like this?
Lately I've been getting all-you-can-eat Applebee's wings. And,
Hell yeah!
And sometimes going to B-dubs. You know, it just depends on what I'm feeling. You know, so.
I've been hearing from people that this team is still hung up on that loss from last season, hearing that this team lost too many good players after last year, hearing that the other teams in this conference are better prepared, that Unioto might need a year or two to get back up on top. But a lion does not lose sleep over the opinions of sheep. Because it doesn't matter when you lose some weapons, especially when you have a freaking arsenal. Nude Hoops has more air miles than Delta. Ashton Trace is the definition of smooth, and Caden Cutright is out here catching passes from both teams' quarterbacks. James and Perkins sounds like a shipping company, but the only thing they're delivering is straight sacks. And Big Fleck, Perkins, and Carey are about to open up a diner due to the sheer number of pancakes they've been leaving behind. Good God, show this team some respect. You have got the wrong team, the wrong coach, and the wrong community. Coach Hoops isn't asking for average, and he sure as hell won't be settling for it. The worst thing you could ever do is underestimate this squad. At Unioto, they know to win the SBC, it's not any one coach, and they know it's not any one player. They know it's a team. They know it's this team.
Zane Trace last year. I mean, was that kind of something that helped you going into this year being even more hungry?
Yeah.
Vibe is different. You can feel it. You can feel like how every single player in this locker room is just so dialed into what we were supposed to be doing that game.
You know, this is it. Like, we got to finish the job right here.
We're so locked in, focused. We were ready. We have a calendar. Yeah, it's up right now. That had the exact day we were going to play them this year from last season when we lost.
A huge thing that set the tone was Ashton's touchdown. Yeah. You know, almost like 13 seconds into the game.
Yeah.
The student section was letting me have it.
Yeah.
They were saying all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he kicked that ball, it felt like slow motion.
Yeah.
Like as soon as it was coming, I was like, oh, I'm cribbing. Caught it and it was gone.
You know, Ashton starting that game off the way he did was huge. Zane Trace answered 7-7 at halftime.
whole year our defensive coordinator was like, defense wins championships, so.
My favorite play, probably like the 1-yard touchdown I had against Zane Trace.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
Really talked about at halftime, kind of the same speech that we gave against Piketon. Let's own the line of scrimmage. Let's establish the run game. Let's dominate them up front. And we kind of did that in the third quarter. 14-7, but Zane Trace didn't go away again. Tied at 14, so it's tied at 14 heading into the fourth quarter. We get the ball on our own 15. About 8 minutes left, I think, and we just put together a senior-laden drive. Like, put the ball in our seniors' hands. I think Newton was 6 for 6. Connor Dawson, I think, had 3 catches on that drive. Ethan ran the ball extremely well. Ashton Trace picked up a big third down early in the drive. Newton scrambled, late in the drive and hit Blake for a first down. So everything was going perfectly. Like I said, our seniors basically got us down there. Newton rolls out, and a junior steps up, Peyton Cutright, and makes a huge, a legendary play in terms of Unioto football. Newton's described it several times of him not even realizing.
If we throw this, I need a new ball. This thing is soaking wet. And I was like, Rev, can we get a new ball? This thing's soaking wet. And I was watching, he didn't get a new ball. He snaps the ball, and I feel it, it's soaking wet. And I know what I have to do when the ball is wet to get it up a little bit higher. I roll out, I see Caden. He's kind of got double coverage on him, so I knew I had to kind of throw it away from those guys. I threw it in the right spot, and he made a huge play. And it was just crazy because when I threw it, I kind of got hit. And so I just laid on the ground and my face is on the ground. And I was like, so no one's reacted yet. I'm still laying here. No one's reacting yet. So no one's caught it yet. And then I hear it and I'm like, okay, is that coming from Zane Trace's side or our side? Because I don't know. But then I knew it was us because I'm still laying on the ground and I'm getting spanked. Like people are running by me, hitting me, and I'm like, oh my God, he caught that and we're up now. And it was a huge play.
Third down, and Coach Hoops is screaming, make a play, he's screaming my name, and I knocked the ball down and I did my celebration, and I thought it was over then, but Silas made a catch on the sideline and it kept going, and I was like, I have to make another play. Yeah. And then Will Fleck and I, we collapsed together. And
I'm gonna start with KB and Will. They put pressure on the quarterback to have me make that play.
And Carter Langley threw it up and Caden picked it off. That was probably the greatest play.
Will and KB get a lot of pressure on Carter. Carter has to, to his credit, he's just trying to make a play to keep the season alive. And he threw it up, and Caden was just in the right place at the right time, which he was a lot this year. Yeah. And, the ball just lands in his hands, and you can just see he's got no one in front of him. Time's running out. It was just almost storybook. It wasn't about those individuals. It was about all 52 of our guys. And if you just go back and just watch the sidelines, in fact, I'm chasing the play down. Just so excited. And our defensive coordinator, Ryan Reinhardt, did a great job. I think he still didn't realize what happened because I'm like, this game is over. Yeah. We could have a penalty. We've got the ball in our hands. It doesn't matter. The flag goes up, and there was a sideline warning, which I'm pretty sure it was on me probably because I'm literally chasing this play down. Rhino, it was arm tackles me. He hit me so hard that my headset goes flying. I don't even care where it lands. I'm still chasing. He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm like, the game is over. It doesn't matter. It's a sideline warning. The game is over. And, he was still locked into what his defensive unit was doing. I'm like, your defense is scoring a touchdown. So the game is over. So, that was a huge moment.
We were celebrating everything like that. And David Long. I had my helmet off, I'm yelling and screaming around, and David Long, I was just going up to give him a hug. Well, he jumped. So, you know, my first instinct was to grab him. And when I grabbed him, his buckle on the shoulder pad actually hit my mouth, and a big piece of my tooth came out. So it kind of fell down, and I'm like, man, that really hurt. And I just picked it up, and I just started running around even more. I was like, so I mean, I'm trying not to smile, but I couldn't help but smile. Yeah. And just, you know, a little bit of blood's everywhere, and I'm just kind of running around, just acting like an idiot. So I think that's probably my best moment.
Hell yeah.
I mean, you know, after winning that game, that was a great feeling. Like, can't really describe those wins.
Listen to me. I asked you guys all week long to focus on who? Focus on us. You focused on us. Whatever happened, what they did is irrelevant. We took care of what we needed to take care of. Okay? All the way down to the end. I asked you also. Yes, sir. I asked you, how are you going to handle adversity? Oh my God. How are you going to handle adversity? You kept fighting, you kept playing, and you're still playing. Let's go!
Honestly, you know, the last 3 weeks of the season, you know, you talk about the Zane Trace game, talk about a rivalry game, senior night. Yeah. So, like, you can't get very many more emotions in that. And then, you know, you got to turn around and overcome that and go to Paint Valley, who was undefeated in the league. Yeah. Great football team, great football program. So many players make so many great plays that night. After, again, this is the theme, an adverse start.
Snap, oh, he's looking for Caden Cutright deep, and he is intercepted! Valley, after the timeout, they're going to hand it off to Braylon Robertson. He's going to find a hole, and Braylon Robertson is going to pass the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown, Bearcats!
Really, I just snapped the ball, ran down the field, looked up. I seen Carson free as soon as he kicked it. He hit a fair catch, and after that, he dropped it. I just got on it.
Oh, Carson. Oh, no! Oh, my goodness! You gotta let that one go.
Did KB Perkins just get a touchdown?
You gotta let that one go. I think he's gonna be down on the one. Pistol formation, gets the snap, fakes the handoff, and he has number 44, Connor Dollison. Looks like this is going to be Newt Hoops going right up the middle. No, it's him going right on the outside, and that's going to be a touchdown, Shermans! You can't jump off sides here if you're Paint Valley. They don't. The ball's away, and that is completed. Hoops to Hoops, 20, 10, and Hoops. There it is again.
Look at a guy like Xander Carey on the offensive line. Some of these defensive men are going against.
Oh, that's a block punt. Oh my goodness, Union blocks it, and then they recover it! My goodness! As Ethan Summer goes right up the middle, Ethan Summer brings a tackle, and Ethan Summer is going to score a touchdown for the Shermans.
And I saw who was getting guarded by, and I was like, let's all night long if that's going to be it.
Yes, put the burners on Mr. Willie Lee.
Yeah. It's probably that one. That first touchdown against Paint Valley. Just Newton putting that ball in the perfect spot. He couldn't have put it anywhere else.
I knew I could trust my brother, and I always have been.
Letting them know after that play we were here.
Oh, you gave him a little shoulder.
Yeah, yeah. Let them know.
I targeted him all night long, and he made amazing plays, caught some amazing balls, and he had a great night, and I was so proud of him. It was awesome to watch.
Your preparation throughout the week has been next level. It's been championship-like, and you're a champion right now.
Yes, sir.
A champ.
Yes, sir.
One more game to finish it off.
Yes, sir.
One more game to finish it off. But what you've done so far is outstanding, man. And the greatest thing is, you didn't do it for yourself. You did it for each other, man. You did it for each other, and that's where we're standing here right now.
Yes, sir.
But on Monday, we're gonna go get a gold
ball, baby.
Hey, Brotherhood on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, there was a lot of emotions. I was really just happy that we were able to do it, you know, the first time in 40-some years. It was just like a really great moment.
I think the greatest thing was just doing it with the seniors. Doing it with these guys, seeing how happy they were, I think that was like the biggest thing that really like set off all the emotions, especially my brother Jordan. Yeah. Seeing him win the gold ball.
I feel like the Southeastern night, it was pretty much awesome. It felt like we won the Super Bowl. Yeah. That way. Just after the game, Hoops pulling out, you know, his like SVC ball, whatever he said he got at the beginning of the year. Yeah. You know, he ordered it at the beginning of the year. That it was just kind of like, you know, this pretty awesome moment. You know, we called this. You know, we wanted this, especially from last year being so close and just wanting that so bad, especially for those seniors.
Ooh, look at that. Ooh, that's nice. Knowing that you worked so hard with your best friends, I mean, and achieving what you just wanted for like ever, it's a different kind of feeling. It's awesome.
Yeah, going into the season, that was our main goal, win the gold ball. And being able to do it with everyone, my friends, it just means a lot.
After the Southeastern game, we were all taking pictures. It was nice community.
Having all that fun with my guys, you know, coming back here and celebrating.
All season. We had a great 9 weeks of just beautiful Friday nights, and you go over there and it's raining, and how are we going to handle that? And we did. We handled it the right way. You know, our community came out and supported us in bad weather. Our students were there. Just to be able to have all of those people on the field to enjoy that moment with us was special.
Yeah, especially one being your brother.
Yeah, yeah. And playing my last season with him, this senior class has just worked so hard. They deserved it more than anyone.
And just that night was just so fun. It was just, people were there for us even though it was like pouring rain all night. Yeah. And people showed so much support for us, our students. They came no matter what. They cheered us on. Our fans came and just sat through it all, cheered us on, and it was just amazing.
Obviously, I mean, it means a lot because it was so important to those guys. You know, it's something they can have for the rest of their life, and they'll be able to look back on this season and, you know, remember the games, but they'll remember what they accomplished together, and no one can ever take that away from them. So it's important because they have something to have forever.
Go ball on 3! 1, 2, 3! Go ball! Let's go! Let's go! Come on!
Well, I spoke at his funeral, and I said that at the funeral. You know, I can speak with several different hats in terms of Jude. You know, first I can speak on the just the friendship with his parents, Mike and Aaron. You know, having to see my friends lose their kid, that was tough. I was Jude's teacher in 6th grade, so I lost a student. That was tough. Jude was in our basketball program. That was tough. I coached Jude's brother, Isaac, so I see his brother lose his brother. That was tough. But the hardest thing was being a dad, seeing your sons lose their friend. You know, that was very difficult to go through.
We always say every time we step on the field or the court, it's always for him.
They wear his hoodie around, or his bracelet, or his necklace.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it makes me happy that everybody loves him. And
he was like, man, always sarcastic, always joke with you. We were always hanging out, just doing something together. You know, going to games, playing around, just playing on PlayStation till 7 in the morning. He was always up. I mean, so many memories with them.
It's hard, and then you say the word brotherhood, we use it, it's on our t-shirts. It really is. This football program was like a bunch of brothers. In fact, there were technically a lot of brothers on the team, same name. You know, you had a lot of guys, Howards, Perkins, Hoopses, Zickafooses, you got them all. And, you know, brothers don't always get along. You know? And there's fights and bickering, and, you know, it felt like each week in practice you'd have to separate the Howard brothers, you'd have to separate Newton and Blake, you'd have to separate Cavey and Jordan. It is what it is, but they're your brother, and you know that you're going to disagree with each other, and you know that you're going to have tough times, but at the end you love each other. And that's what this whole group was, man. They just really played for one another, whether they were blood related or not. It was a brotherhood, winning an SVC championship, because what these guys don't realize that I do, they're going to have this forever. You know, just like you have your teammates forever. And when you get back together, it was like you were never apart. Whether it be years apart, you know, since you've seen each other. And just to know that they're going to have that is awesome. It's just really special. So, you know, I'm blessed to be able to do this.
I'm Clay Archer. This is Adam Beatums, and we're at the U. Let's go. U-A-I-O. Oh my God. T-O. Let's go. U-A-I-O. T-O. Let's go. U-A-I-O. T-O. Let's go. Alrighty, so here we are at Unioto. Adam, we had that great intro. It is playoff week. How are you feeling being here at the U?
We knew that they were a good team. I mean, it might show that we were a 2 seed and they were a 15 seed, but
Not a lot closer than
they're not. They're a good team, and they have a good program. They have a great schedule. So we knew that coming in, it wasn't going to be a 2 versus 15 like what people would think. What people would think it would be. So we knew it was going to be one of those games where it was going to be a good game, close game, and it was going to be one of the hardest teams we play all year. And it was. It did. We came back. We scored 2 in a row.
goodness! What a touchdown catch by Blake Hoops!
Pass interference on Urbana. Blake said, "Get off of me!"
Oh my God! Oh my God!
We definitely kept fighting. It was 14-14, and then they just had some things go their way, and again, momentum changed on their side, and things went their way. So, but there was nothing to hang our heads about. We obviously, for us seniors, it was hard because we didn't expect it to happen so soon. But we were still proud of each other, proud of our teammates, but what we did all year, and there was nothing to hang our heads on about anything.
All I can say to you guys is thank you, and I love you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, and I love you. And I'm proud of you. What you guys have done hasn't been done here for a long time.
He was like, just relax and have fun. And that was the first thing, you know, he really ever said to me about football. I just kind of took that to heart. I was like, you know what, if I just start screaming around, acting like a crazy person, it seems like all these nerves just kind of go away, you know? Yeah. So just having fun and just, you know, especially with your best friends and stuff like that, you know, you just have memories that, you know, just never go away.
You're going to have things thrown at you. You're going to be the good guy when things happen that are good, and you're going to be the bad guy when you lose. So you're going to have to handle that the right way and be a good leader for your team because they all look up to you. I hope I set a good example.
I want people to remember it as like before the games, getting everybody hyped, or just playing music. Call me DJ KV. I'm always running the music. Just being a good person, especially if you're a freshman. That's real hard moving up from middle school to high school. Just getting these guys in, just bonding. Everybody just bonding. So that's really what I want to leave here with: was everybody bond and be a family.
And the way they treated each other and the guys below them is what I always remember.